You think you'd want someone with lots of experience, because then they're probably good at it.
But ever had to tell you, let's have a good day today, babe?
That's sad.
You is a crazy I had to wake up and remind you to not be on that. You is.
If you're a single guy in Newport Beach, why are you not hanging out at the Nobu Bar? Because it's literally all gorgeous women and there's not one man. It's literally the bar seats are full of women. Well, where's all the guys?
Sorry to break this to you, dearie, but misandry does in fact exist. Although I think we finally found the reason why some individuals actually believe that it doesn't, and the answer was in the captions to that video. So let's take a look. The oppressors can't be oppressed. See, now that's the main problem there. Some individuals are actually of the opinion that misandry has something to do with oppression, when if they just looked up the definition of the term, they would know how incorrect that is. Misandry is just the hatred of men. Period. End of story. It's not a much longer explanation than that. So yes, in point of fact, misandry, whether a person likes it or not, nor how much they deny it actually does actually very much exist, and it is becoming a very real and ever-increasing problem.
You see a lot of these modern women talking about, oh, he won't commit. Oh man, he wants me to be a forever girlfriend. Is there anything that you've shown him that it's worth committing to? What are you out here doing? A lot of modern women like to go out there, shake their behind, just acting crazy in the club, just doing some weird stuff, spending their best years, messing around with Tom and Harry. Why would I want to commit to that? You've put yourself in the position as recreational use only.
I am so tired of being a strong, independent woman girl boss. I want to pretend like I don't know how to put air in my tires, pretend like I don't know that there's no such thing as premium air, and I never want to touch another doorknob. I want to be in my soft girl era.
I really don't appreciate, and this is why chivalry is, this is why men don't want to do for us anymore, because the minute you start to not appreciate, but expect, I'm not doing it for you. And I'm a woman and I feel that way. And I know men that feel that way. I don't have to do anything for you but respect you. I don't have to send you money. I don't have to spend money on you. I don't have to do any of that. That's something I want to do.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Explain to me why you can't find good guys in Boston.
Oh, it's the whole country.
The whole country? So we're doomed? So we're screwed?
Yes.
Okay, explain to me why there's no good men in this whole country.
I feel that the good ones that take it, and the rest just... I'm also pretty picky, actually. You should not ask me that.
Your standards are high. Let me ask you this. What are you looking for in a man? 3 things.
He needs to be honest. I hate games, and seems everybody wants to play games right now. He has to have stability.
Like financial stability?
Everything. Medically, do therapy. If you guys don't do therapy, start it.
I love it.
You guys definitely need it. And maturity. They need to be mature.
How is the dating life in Boston? I want the truth.
One word?
One word.
Because it's like you can't find any good guys there.
And really, when you hear a lot of this stuff, once again, you see why you have the passport bros. People want to clown them. And I've heard a lot of women clowning them, but you have a lot of men out here that are trying to clown them. Now, I'm all for being careful and making sure, like, when you go over there, you're protecting yourself. But when a man does something, when he decides, hey, this is not working out for me, and he moves and starts doing his thing elsewhere and actually starts cooking elsewhere, starts thriving elsewhere, then all of a sudden, oh, you failed, you can't do this, and this. Whatever you say, loser.
After I said I would require a deposit to take me on a date to cover my date preparation costs, I'm now working with an app developer to make this a reality. This is actually happening. We are building the app. I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you this is the best dating app you have ever seen, because there is a clear difference here where the woman can set the deposit rate and the man can pay for her date preparation costs. So as a woman, you're going to walk into the date already so happy, and that's going to lead to a better date and a better connection, and that gives the man a better chance of succeeding in courting you.
Oh no, who's gonna tell her? Fine, I will. This is not a new kind of app, okay? This is out there, and lots of websites are out there that do the same thing. It is actually one of the oldest professions. And the bottom line is that I don't care how you cover it up as some sort of new age dating app. Every man and every woman that signs up for this, they know what they're signing up for. A man is paying a woman for certain goods and services. That's what it is, bottom line. And all this is giving other reasoning, like the cost of being able to get ready and to pay for your childcare. It is all just a cover for you wanting to be compensated. I said what I said.
I think I'm taller than you.
No, you're not. Let's see. You are not taller than him. Not even close. No.
Are height expectations a reality?
Yes.
I know so many girls, people even in my close circles, I wouldn't date him because he's short. You will miss out on a good man, on the love of your life, because you're so focused on the shallow things that cannot... What will height do for you? Really? Yeah. Really?
Very true.
It's just that you want to look good on the outside. But apart from that, what else does height do? Let's be for real. Then going back to that video, like, the Delulu is not the Salulu.
You know, that whole little men chase and, you know, I don't chase, I attract with what modern women are saying. That stuff is done. Chasing stuff is over, right? Men are not chasing like they used to. And I know you want to call them lazy, bitter, and all that other stuff. I didn't heard all of these think pieces, but people don't stop to realize that men are tired of that foolishness. Men are tired of modern women that really don't even want to be caught. They just want to waste your time. And men are saying, even in today's world, I don't have time to waste. I don't have any time to waste.
Now, I be seeing a lot of shit on the internet about these women complaining and all this other, we're keeping it real. Like, oh yeah, we need to bring back yearning. Men need to start yearning. I'll be down to show a whole her to a deep level and get all shoe on. And then I'm calling her, oh my God, baby, I miss you so much. Who's my little sugar plum? Get down! Like, what us don't do, we cook, we got it out there. No, I ain't gonna lie, I'm lying. We gotta take you out, pay for your give you gifts and all types of pay for your hair, your nail, your bonus. What do you do for us? What can you say besides some y'all be giving up to the left just so easily for no reason? So why would I do some extra if he ain't do? Like, y'all women gotta start doing something, like at least goddamn when they wake up, have my already in your mouth, like show some type of effort, something like that.
Say what you want about me, but I do always get spoiled. And I've had some great men. It goes worst, better, best when you're moving up the energetic ranks of high quality men. When you're trying to understand if a man is serious about you, he can be serious about you being his girlfriend or using you for smashing. But right now I have a guy who is serious about making me his wife. And let me tell you what that sounds like. We went to P.F. Chang's on Labor Day, and we were opening our fortune cookies, and I said, guess what mine says, babe? And he's like, I know what yours says. It says that you're with the love of your life, and don't let him go. Last night, with no prompting of my own, he brings up how he wants to change his living situation in the next couple of months. He goes, I still want a 2-bedroom. The fact that you're in my life now, I want it to be somewhere more comfortable for you if you were to stay there. By the way, I will never live with a man before marriage. I won't even live with someone if we're engaged. And even 3 months later, he has never spent the night. This is girlfriend, boyfriend, paid rent stuff.
Those of you that are having a bad time dating, getting thousands of comments saying, you just want to be understood, but you're not really giving me much to go on.
There's quite a lot to go on here. You should get a copy.
I'm really trying to extend an olive branch and have an honest discussion. I feel 98% confident that the first thing you're looking at is whether she's pretty.
So basically she's asking, are you failing because your standards for looks are too high? And no, but let's go bit by bit.
I asked men, do you like women?
Hang on, that's two questions. Am I failing just because I can't get a hot one? And do I like women? And the answers are no and Nothing in the universe is all good or all bad. There are things we like about women and things we don't like. And me and the boys have been having a chat, and we tend to agree that as time goes on, the juice gets less worth the squeeze. This is the standard female delusion chart. It's a bit of a mockery of how women view men and themselves and each other, but I also punch men in it. Over here we have anime fans who are too happy to be talking to any girl at all. And over here we have the guy who calls every girl a 2 so he can feel like a big man. I think you might be falling victim to this. There's 2 things you have to remember about the dating world right now. One is that when people get together, they tend to end up with someone on the same level or at least very similar, but people are getting together less and hooking up more, which looks more like this. And that dynamic is being mediated by technology, and it feels like this. This girl has hair like you. I drew her a year ago. So it's not as much about looks as you think. Men and women have a hard time understanding each other. I learned about this by reading and taking notes.
How heavily would you weight the looks category? I feel 98% confident that the first thing you're looking at is whether she's pretty.
Chronologically, yes. Most of us can take one glance at you and know right away, like, you're not getting past this line or this one, or you're a contender for this box. But most people will end up with someone very close to them in looks. So you shouldn't be so worried about that first part. It's mostly for show.
Would you say that you could completely disregard it, given that everything else that you're interested in is fulfilled for you?
Well, no, that's not realistic. Nobody's just going to say, let's forget about that. It's more like there's a minimum for each one of these sections, and then what we learn about you here and here can move you up or down. I have heard guys tell their girlfriends, you are really cool and I really like you, but I don't want my friends to see me with you until you lose weight and therefore become more valuable.
Would you say that if you combined all the other categories, they're not going to quite measure up to the looks?
See, I think your question is coming from the wrong place. That's different for everyone. Some guys will put up with a lot of crap here for good enough looks, and some guys will give up looks for a good enough person, and you never know who feels what. That's why I made the chart. You look at how they treat you, and then you figure out why. And the biggest reason that I hear men giving for a low score is this section here, and I think that's the section you pay attention to the least.
I have only been approached by a man in the wild one time, and let me tell you, it shook me to my core. And I haven't stopped thinking about it. This was a few years ago. I walk into a bar with a friend, and a guy sitting at the bar turned, looked at me, and gave me the, I'm gonna talk to you vibes. I am the world's worst flirter. Like, I cannot emphasize enough how bad I am at flirting. And so I froze like a deer in the headlights, like literally frozen. I walk up to the bar to order my drink, okay? And this man walks straight up to me and says, hello, my name is Jim. Luckily, my friend stepped in and was like, hi, this is Katarina. She's so great, because I was frozen. We played some eyeball tennis back and forth in the bar for like an hour. And he came up to me and bought me and my friend a drink and got my number and was so respectful. And I was actually in complete shock because I didn't know this happened in real life. Granted, this happened to me 2 years ago and it was the only time it's ever happened to me. But men, this is the power of approaching a woman in the wild, because I truly have not gotten him out of my mind.
And that's why men stopped approaching. Not because we're scared or lazy. It's because that one moment, that one time it actually worked. She still can't stop thinking about it years later. That tells you everything. Most men get rejected, ignored, or accused just for saying hello. So yeah, a lot of guys realize the risk ain't worth it anymore. That's just logic.
Since men don't approach women anymore, I guess I should start going up to men. I live in a city, and literally anytime I'm walking anywhere, anytime I see a cute guy, it's always heads down, headphones in, he won't look at anyone. What am I supposed to do? Chase a guy down the street that does not want to be bothered and ask him if he is single? I feel like I give off the most approachable vibes. I'm always smiling, looking pleasant, not looking at my phone. I don't wear my headphone. Literally never once. I've never been
I just think that at this point, you got to take it up with the ladies, not the men. Because between Drizzle and the whole bear versus man argument, and then all of these recent videos of women saying that men are terrible and they are man haters, I just think that it would be helpful to the men if y'all got your message straightened out. Because you can't have it both ways. You're going to have to deal with somewhat uncomfortable situations where somebody that you're not interested in actually approaches you and they think that you're attractive. And guess what? You can't be super insulted about it and then blame him for doing that. Or you don't deal with that, and then you become the one that is approaching the guy. You're the one now that has to deal with the rejection and maybe even being called a creep. Guys are gonna love that.
3 women were arrested at Miami International Airport for refusing to leave a Frontier flight.
Oh, no. Well, remember, innocent until proven guilty, right?
On bag. Authorities say Defasha Dockery, Diajana Cochran, and Devana Cochran, they rushed past.
Guilty as oh gosh, Frontier, the spirit of Allegiant. Everybody on that flight got stimulus checks.
See, what had happened was they knew their bags were too big, so instead of paying for them, they thought it'd be a good idea to like scan their ticket and then run onto the plane as the ticket lady was like, "No."
Well, obviously, cops went on the plane and detained them, and on their way out, they were twerking because obviously.
However, as one of them was walking by, this happens. Wait for it. Slow-mo. Halitosis.
Listen, maybe they were drunk, maybe it's Maybelline, I don't know, but if you spit on me, I'm going to jail with you.
Like, spitting is, I don't know what it is. It's the most disrespectful ever. It should be legal to shoot somebody in the face if they spit on you.
It's not that deep. Yeah, well, the bullet will be. Don't play with me. Those ladies can get cunts. Mertzig's a bio. Okay, bye. Whoop.
All right, so here's what's happening. These women knew their bags didn't fit the rules, decided they weren't going to pay, rushed the gate anyway, got caught, and then made it worse by acting out on the way down. That's not a dating thing. That's just accountability. When you know you're wrong and you double down instead of taking the L, you lose respect real quick. Men see that pattern and they remember it.
I just came to the realization that, like, if you're 40 years old, you're never gonna find love. Like, oh my God. Sorry, I woke up like really, really emotional because I was married for, oh my God, I need to stop. I was married for over 20 years and like, I was so used to being a wife. Like I loved being married, you know, like I love being a wife. I love having like that one person I love coming home to and like venting all my to. And now it's like, yeah, you date people and like sparks fly and then it's just like, oh, I found better, you know. I was talking to my ex again and a TikTok follower that messaged me and she said, hey, I started talking to this guy and I noticed on his Instagram, like those highlight reels, you were in one of his highlight reels, like you guys made a TikTok together. And I was like, oh yeah, that's my boyfriend, because we were like trying to work things out. It was long distance, whatever. And she's like, oh, well, we're talking. He said he was single. And I'm like, I'm not even crying about that. I think I'm just more sad about the fact that, like, it's impossible. It's impossible to find someone that you will 100% trust. And we still have my seatbelt on.
80% of divorced women go on to be side chicks to married men.
I just watched a video that's very disturbing. So this lady divorced her husband of 20 years, not because he cheated, not because he was abusive, because she said that the relationship got boring after 20 years. So she divorced him. A year or two after the divorce, she realized there wasn't nothing out in these streets. And she had a rude awakening and everything. Her friends sold her a pipe dream that being single, hot girl life, and all this stuff was the thing to be. She was quickly reminded and shown that her friends lied to her. Fast forward. Husband done moved on. Well, ex-husband done moved on. You know what I mean? She, you know, they got kids together, so she would see him and she started to shoot her shot back at her husband. And he was like, nah, pretty much. You know what I mean? He's seeing somebody. She is mad at him because he done moved on. 2 years after she done divorced him. And now she feel like the woman he's with now got her life. Because now she feel like the husband is more, you know, spontaneous now. They going on trips, they doing this, they doing that. And she feel like, well, now he has become everything that she wanted him to be, you know, going out and stuff like that. And now she got a problem with the new girlfriend. You know what I mean? She causing all this commotion and nonsense in their relationship. And now this dude, you know, don't want to do nothing to do with her, even with the kids, because now she's making it difficult with him and the kids because now she want him back. Now she's on the internet crying, you know, and all this stuff. It's unfortunate, man. People make impulsive decisions, never weigh out the consequences, and now this other woman is getting a life that could have been yours. It's crazy.
Can't generate commentary on this clip because the transcript is incomplete. All I have is which isn't enough context to understand what's actually being said, what the stance is, or what situation we're reacting to. Could you provide the full transcript so I can give you proper commentary in the right voice?
As someone who's 28 and has never had a boyfriend, every time I see engagement proposal videos, like, internally, I'm like fighting a war. I love seeing love, and it makes me so happy that like girls are like finding their forever. Like, it gives me hope, like, okay, this is possible. But on the same breath, I'm over here, okay, I've never had a boyfriend. I have never had a man buy me flowers. I don't think I've ever honestly gone on like a real genuine date. Like, most of my dating experience has come from the apps. I have not even been approached in person to go on a date, and we actually went on the date in like 3 or 4 years now, honestly, since Airplane Bay, and that was a mess. The crux of men who approach me just want to sleep with me, and my mind sometimes cannot compute that there's literally girls out here being loved fully, who are being seen as people, as partners, as someone that wants to spend their whole entire life with them. And I know, like, we're all on our own path, and, you know, it'll happen when you're least expecting, whatever, all that. But, like, now that I'm, like, older and I see these videos, because in my early 20s, it never really bothered me. I was a young little girl running around the streets, and I was like, it'll happen when I'm approaching my late 20s. And now I'm over here, like, I don't even have relationship experience, like, real relationship experience. I have never been a partner or know how to be a partner. And it just makes me feel like I am incredibly behind, and I'm so disassociated from the thought of dating and even the thought I could have that, because my dating experience has been horrible. I don't even know what it's like to be seen or treated like an actual human being. Like, I don't know if any of y'all relate, but it's just, I can't explain the feeling. Like, I'm not in a mood to cry about it, but it's like a deeper sadness that I can't even cry about. I just feel like there's just something wrong with me. Like, I'm not the type of girl a guy could even imagine. Like, guys don't even approach me, so the thought of like a guy wouldn't even marry me, my mind can't even compute it at this point. So I am gonna go outside and touch some grass, but sometimes I just can't escape it. Like, even when I'm traveling, I've witnessed a lot of proposals. My favorite was this girl who got proposed in front of the Coliseum. It was stunning. But also I was a part of this Brazilian couple's proposal when I was in Tulum. We were at like the rooftop canopy hotel. I can't remember the name of it. Me and the girlfriend, we were speaking English. They spoke Portuguese. Obviously I speak English, but we were able to break the barrier with some Spanish. And me and the girlfriend like hit it off. And at some point during the little sunset situation, the boyfriend like pulls me to the side and is like, hey, I'm going to propose to her. Will you take the video of it? And I was like, oh my God, yes. And it was so beautiful. I was crying. You would have thought like I was their mother. But sometimes it makes me think like, fuck. It makes me think like, okay, when is it my turn? Still very much at square one. But I love love. I do believe love exists, but I don't know. I'm like learning to accept maybe it will not exist for me, and the love I experience will just be through friendship and family. I don't know if I'll ever experience romantic love, which makes me so sad.
I understand your frustration with trying to get to know women, and the first thing you've got to know is that just because you want to get to know them, it doesn't mean they want to get to know you. But I have created something to help you figure that out. Just a little guide to approaching women that I've thrown together. It's just a flow chart to help you to get to that first date stage. So if we start in the top right corner, the first question is it a breach of contract to approach romantically, or are you in a position of power? Example, you're her direct manager or her Uber driver. If the answer is yes, we go down, leave her alone. If the answer is no, you can move to the next step. Is she in a situation where leaving would be difficult or unsafe? Example, trapped spaces, isolated settings, late at night, etc. If yes, we go down, leave her alone. If no, you can continue. Can you handle a no without pushing, persuading, or lingering? If no, leave her alone. If yes, continue. Initiate conversation. Be polite, brief, and respectful of personal space. Has she shown clear interest in engaging with you? Not just being polite, but actual interest. And this is where you have to use your brain a little bit. Just because you're having a good time, it doesn't mean that she is. So you need to get out of yourself a little bit and observe the person you're talking to and see if she's actually actively engaging in the conversation, like giving you information, responding to your questions, asking you questions, or is she just being polite and looking for a way out? Is she checking her phone? Is she looking around? Is she facing away from you? Like, these are all signs that you need to be aware of. So if she is not showing any interest, then leave her alone. If she is, you can continue. Take the opportunity to ask her out. What is her response? If her response is yes, then you can exchange details and arrange to go on a date. In this case, you don't always have to take her number. If it's more suitable, if it would make her more comfortable, you can leave your details with her. Like, it's all about making the women feel safe, right? And then the big thing is let her continue her day. This is not the date, okay? This is just the initial first step. So once you've exchanged details, then just let her get on with her day and wait for the date, okay? If it is anything but a yes, leave her alone. Anything but a yes. If it's a maybe, if it's a I don't drink, if it's a I'm busy that weekend, if it's anything except a keen yes, it is a no, okay? And we leave her alone. All right. And remember that being respectful only gets you in the room. It doesn't create attraction. Women are investing in themselves more than ever before, and our standards are higher than ever. Being a nice guy is not a personality. You still need to have depth and interests and something to have a conversation about. Good luck.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. This is actually solid advice. Most of it tracks with how men already think when they're approaching respectfully. The part that matters is the observation about reading whether she's actually interested versus just being polite. That's the thing most guys miss. They get caught up in their own energy and don't notice she's checked out. That awareness alone saves everybody time and trouble.
You know, when you listen to women talk, and why is he afraid to approach me? Not afraid to necessarily approach. He's afraid of what's going to happen after the approach. Even when you get in a relationship, the divorce rate. What's going to happen to my money? What's going to happen to all of the things that I built over the years? So what's going to happen with that? Modern women don't think about those types of things. They just think about how they want to be happy. They just think about how they want things to work out for them. And don't even think about that anymore. I now think about, okay, yes, what's best for my family, but then also, what am I getting out of the deal?